Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everybody. Um, Fantastically enough, our intro, our little splash countdown video is actually working. I'm delighted. I feel like it was last week when I tried to do it for our spooky story time for the Blue-Nosed Witch. It didn't kick in for some reason, so I don't know why, but it looks like it worked this time around. So let me go ahead and upload our evergreen splash video, and then we will do introductions. Where is that? Aha, yes. Because I definitely have my Be Right Back video queued up and ready to go, but I don't have our evergreen splash video. So let me find that, which I did like over a year ago. So maybe I need to update it, guys. What do you think? All right, hold that thought. And I will be back in about 20 seconds. Perhaps I should also update that to the fact that I usually get started at 6:45 p.m. now and not so much 6:30, but whatever. Welcome to another episode of Tarot by Hillary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hillary of tarotbyhillary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. So on tonight's episode, I decided to just lean into what it was that I was discussing with Mr. Tarot by Hillary during the day today. So, oh, great. Awesome. So Katie, one of our regulars, is here, just watching momentarily from the tube of you and my TV until I get my breakfast eaten and laptop up. Cool. That sounds good to me. So that is the benefit of using my streaming software, Be Live, that I can stream to different platforms. So if you're tuning in from the tube of you, welcome. If you're tuning in from the Book of Face, also welcome. Whichever way you tune in, I'm happy to see you here, even if you're tuning in for the replay. So as I was saying, today was a very busy day. I usually do recordings with the Card Slingers Fridays, usually around noon Eastern Standard Time. And today we were able to record 2 episodes of Card Slingers Coast to Coast on the twos. So the remaining 2 episodes on the twos of the tarot. I think we did the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles. So if you are liking that series from Card Slingers Coast to Coast of us exploring the minor arcana, we have episodes for the aces up, and I think we've completed the aces, and then a reading in which Melissa read us for filth using the Fool and the Magician and the aces of the tarot, and that's it. And it was an eye-opening reading, to say the least. So that's going to happen again with the twos, in which we will examine each 2 in turn, and then wrap up the twos with a reading in which you can use. Like, feel free. Like, when you're hearing these episodes and it's just like, oh, that's really cool that they did that. Like, you can do that too. Like, let me bring my microphone up to my lips when I say that. Like, you too can do that. So that's just like a great example. And also, I think that was your homework assignment from the Aces wrap-up episode. Like, give yourself a reading or give somebody else a reading using just the Aces and the Fool and the Magician card and see what happens, you know? So anyway, busy day today, doing recordings. Normally we only record like 1 episode at a time, but we were catching up. So we recorded 2 episodes, very productive today. And then, when I was talking to Mr. Tarot by Hillary, he was just like, so what are you doing your live stream on tonight? And I'm just like, I have no idea. Like last week we did our witchy spooky story time of the blue-nosed witch. Where's my copy of it? Right over here, within arm's reach. And then I just started talking to him like, I have no idea what deck we should use for November for card of the day pulls. And then I was just like, why am I struggling with this when I have a live stream to do and I don't know what topic to teach? So why don't I bring this to my live stream and let you guys decide? We have a lot of tarot decks to choose from in my arsenal. And also we don't even have to just choose tarot decks. You can also, if you want to see me do card of the day and do it from an oracle deck every day of the month, like we can also do that too. But also there are consequences for those choices. So like if you want to be read to filth from an oracle deck, like choose mindfully. Like if you guys start up with a like work your light or starseed, it's just like be prepared for the consequences of that choice, my dears. So anyway, that is tonight's topic for the episode is help me choose the deck of the month for card of the day pulls for the month of November, which started today. So if that sounds great to you, go ahead and, click the hearts and the thumbs and everything. Make sure you're following us on the Book of Face and the Tube of You. Subscribe, click the bell, do all the things. Where's my little indicator? Where's my little indicator? Right there. Very, very nice. Oh, and also I was looking at a past episode that we did. Oh, awesome. Fran made it. Hello, Fran. Welcome. Welcome to the episode. I was looking at past episodes because we talked a little bit about for the twos that we were discussing when recording the Card Slingers. I believe both the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles are stage cards. And so I was just like, yeah, I did an episode on that in the live stream. So I went back to that to find the link to add it into the show notes, and then proceeded to listen to it for a little bit. So and Fran's giving the thumbs up. Awesome. And Katie says, no AF type decks, please and thank you. Oh, you don't want the accurate AF tarot, Katie? No, you don't want this? Look at it. I will keep that in mind because in my hot little hands, it's going to be accurate AF. It's a little bit nutty. So Katie is saying hello to Fran, and I will take that into consideration. But yeah, so I was looking at the previous episode that we've done on stage cards, because we did notice during Card Slingers, during the recording, that both, I believe, the Two of Swords and the Two of Pentacles are both stage cards. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about when I say that, you may want to check out the replay of that episode on stage cards of the RWS Tarot. It is available on the Book of Face and the Tube of You. I do find that the Tube of You channel is a little bit easier to search. So if you're tuning in for the Tube of You or looking at past episodes, it is on the workshops playlist, I believe. Or you can just use the search bar when you're on my channel and type in stage cards. It should come right up. So Katie says, screaming, no AF, please, begging. So yeah. So I'll keep that in mind. No AF. Got it. So the reason why I'm mentioning about the stage cards is I was looking back and I realized that I was using a floating agenda overlay that I was just like, oh, that's super cute that I was using that. So and I proceeded to update it and then not know what I was going to be teaching on tonight. So I just put in like main topic here, but I also included the mid-episode reading because that was not a feature when I taught stage cards. We were not doing the mid-episode reading at that time. So so I was able to update that overlay and then proceeded to not choose the topic of tonight's episode until, I don't know, I guess 20 minutes ago. So let me go ahead and update that. But we can also get ideas from my tarot deck library list. And also, like, please remind, like, you can also say in the chat, you know, like, hey, like, I remember you working with a deck that it sounded something similar to this, or it had this pattern on the back of it. Like, more than likely, I will know what you're talking about, or I can pretty easily dig into my collection and find it. So keep that in mind. Also, while I'm sitting here, I'm realizing that my not that. I'm looking for a specific charger. That'll work. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm talking to my inanimate objects. I'm realizing that my little selfie light is not really running on the most powerful juice right now, so I might as well just take it down and charge it while I'm talking to you guys. This is one, by the way, that I won from the Prepared Performer, Molly Mahoney. And also she's the one that taught me camera confidence, basically. Let's charge that a little bit. Oh no, is it not? Come on. There we go. Okay. Might as well charge that while we're sitting here. So anyway, that is the focus of tonight's episode, is choosing our tarot deck or oracle deck for the month of November for Card of the Day pulls. Fran says, I had a hard time pulling a deck this morning and I went with an oracle deck, but not sure it's the right one. Yeah, I mean, like, it's interesting. And also the reason why I'm doing this for tonight's topic is because, like, I was messaging one of my clients and she was saying, like, oh, I haven't worked with this deck before, but do you think it's okay if I work with this deck, you know? And I was just like, I think if you're being drawn to a deck and you want to try it out, like, why not? Like, and I basically explained my process on getting to know new decks, which is basically working with it for a month and using that deck for Card of the Day pulls, referencing the guidebook. If the guidebook or the imagery is very dissimilar to Rider-Waite-Smith, or, you know, the imagery that I want to see on a particular tarot card, and I want to know, like, is there an aesthetic reason why there is such a deviation in the imagery of the deck? And so because of that, I was just like, what do you think? Like, what deck? Like, I don't know what deck to use either. And she's like, go with something black or gothy or death related. You know, it is that time of the year. And I'm just like, well, I did do Universal Monsters for the month of October. And now, like, I don't know. I'm feeling the Meraki, which you guys know about. I've used that before, but I don't know how long ago I've used it. Which is the Meraki, the 2nd edition. And I think they're now on the 4th edition, if memory serves. So, and how will you know if you go with an oracle deck, but you're not sure it's the right one? Keep going. Try pulling another card tomorrow. And then if you're really not vibing with it, then I would switch over. Katie says, off-topic comment, I like your chain-like earrings. Yeah, they're threaders. So they have the length here, and then they've got kind of like this more structured curve to them. But yeah, they're threaders. My mom really doesn't like threaders, because if I have one that's like a true threader, which is just like, you know, the little post and then the chain and that's it, I'll just like start working it through. And she's like it grosses her out, which of course is appealing to me. So, all right. So let's think about, the different decks that you've seen me use, and or the different decks that you might have that you might not have seen me use. That's also up for grabs too. If I happen to have that deck, I will consider it. Okay. All right. But for right now, let's get it percolating. That's the topic of tonight's episode. Help me choose. Help me decide. Like, I have too many decks. Y'all know it. I haven't counted how many decks. I don't want to because I'm afraid of the answer. So you help me decide the deck that you would like to see as November's deck of the month for Card of the Day polls on social media. That is tonight's episode. But as always, let's start with the astro-weather from Teresa Reed's wonderful Astro Biz Digest. The Astro Biz Digest is a astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I have found it to be incredibly helpful in planning my personal life as well. $99 for a year-long subscription, straight to your email inbox. And I will go ahead and show the link in order to purchase it, thetarolady.com/astrobizdigest. The link is also in the chat. So you can feel free to get a copy of your own if you're liking what you're hearing. I usually do an overview of the transits going on for that week. And then the nitty gritty for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I did briefly look over what's going on for this week, and it is a big week astrologically, apparently. I mean, I know I shouldn't be surprised by that. I believe it's a new moon tonight into tomorrow, if I'm remembering correctly. So that, and also we're entering into Scorpio season, if I'm remembering correctly as well. So let me take a look-see. Recent searches, AstroBiz Digest, always. Okay, so weekly forecast, October 28th to November 3rd. So that is the week that we're in. This week is a lot. The planets are wild, and we have 3 big happenings. A new moon in Scorpio on the 1st. Yep, exactly. Yep, Katie's on it. New moon in Scorpio. That's a big one. And so that's today. That's the 1st. Ideal for beginning new research projects or budgets. Dig in, dive deep, and get your creative or financial world in order. This is also an excellent lunation for setting intentions on joint ventures, intuition, and long-term financial goals. Then truth is in when Mercury skips into Sagittarius on the 2nd. So this is a lot going on. It's almost like we've been gearing up all week for these big happenings that are happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So truth is in when Mercury skips into Sagittarius on the 2nd. It's best to be candid in all conversations and negotiations. The more honest you are, the more trust you earn. Mercury in Sagittarius favors transparency. It's best to be upfront about where you stand. It's better that way. Mercury remains in Sagittarius until January 8th due to the retrograde on the 25th. So I believe is that Mercury going into it? It's fantastic for creative output. So if you need to make content, you're in luck. Although Mars in Leo favors boldness, it can also lean into the stubborn or me, which is not a good look. Mars remains in Leo until January 6th. So that is the overview for this week. Those are the big cosmic happenings this week, and they just so happen to all be happening during the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So all right. So now that I've said that, let me go ahead and update our agenda. Scooch some things over. Okay, that works. All right, let me see. Download. As a PNG with a transparent background. Ooh, that downloaded pretty quickly too. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Katie. So before we get into it, right? Mars in Leo. Mars in Leo. Oh, is that, hold on. Trying to, Mars in Leo, January 6th. Isn't that around the time the government will get set up? Can't think of the correct words. Just remembering that this is when the insurrection occurred. Yes, that is correct. Yeah. And weirdly enough, we were just discussing this today. So like anxiety is at kind of like an all-time high right now. So yes, you are not incorrect in that around the timing. So yes, that is typically when the transferring of power is happening, which is very much a Mars kind of astrology based thing. So where's Dina? Where's Dina when you need her? Dina would have some thoughts about it. Let me upload my agenda with floating overlay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Maybe I should move it over to the other side. Yeah, that'll work. I just have to remember where it is. Otherwise, it's going to like cover my face. So, yeah, exactly. Katie's saying very spooky that all of the astrology is matching up with the dates. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So nitty gritty. Okay. Friday begins with a lovely new moon in Scorpio. So we already talked about that. A moon Saturn trine at 3:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time provides the right amount of discipline to finish creative work or anything you need to do. Yeah, I was doing a bunch of stuff around that time. So that makes sense. The public is in a serious, reflective mood at that time. So if you plan on promoting your work, don't be a fool. Bring your expertise. Friday, November 1st, is a power day for Scorpio, of course, with the new moon in Scorpio, and a weekday for Taurus. All right, let's get into Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, this weekend is lit with many ups and downs, as we talked about in the overview. Jupiter is in a sextile for the whole weekend, beginning on Saturday at 4:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This vibe is healing for the collective. If you publish anything, it's important to focus on bringing people together. A spiritual approach is best. Mercury trine Mars at 4:21 a.m. is associated with business strategy, fiery public speaking, and intense writing sessions. It's here all weekend. Choose your adventure. Keep in mind that it is also an aspect that can bring a lot of intense political discussions. What were we just saying, right? If you decide to engage, be mindful that not everyone wants to hear what you have to say. Say it anyway. At 3:18 p.m., Mercury gallops into truthful Sagittarius. And we already talked about that too, being very transparent, okay? The energy turns erratic when the moon opposes Uranus at 5:06 p.m. It's too easy for folks to get aggressive. Aggressive at the drop of a pin, so it's best to watch your words. If you want to market, the moon Neptune trine at 8:20 p.m. is better. The public is in a hopeful mood then, or looking for an escape. Daylight savings time ends on Sunday, so be sure to set your clocks back before bed. The moon will be in Sagittarius on Sunday, beginning at 1:19 a.m. This lunation is terrific for truthful conversations, business travel, publishing, public speaking, learning, and teaching. But you may want to lay low today. Here's why. Mars is locked in opposition with Pluto for 3 days, beginning at 6:37 a.m. That puts aggressive, power-hungry energy into the cosmos. Ew. Then Venus opposes Jupiter at 10:25 a.m., an aspect associated with overindulgence, procrastination, laziness, and financial extravagance. As you can see, these two aspects do not lend well to a productive or profitable Sunday. The Venus Chiron trine at 11:22 a.m. is decent for healing conversations and PR campaigns. Still, frankly, the other energy in the backdrop means it's a tug of war. Expect plenty of tension in the news cycle too, with the upcoming election. The talking heads will have much to say, both positive and negative. Lastly, Mars will be in Leo, a great omen for noble leadership at 11:10 p.m., which we've already discussed. So the hint for Mars being in Leo is to lead with your heart. Saturday is a power day for Scorpio and a weekday for Taurus, much like Friday. And Sunday is a power day for Sagittarius and a weekday for Gemini. So, saying all of that and knowing all of that, I would like to open up the floor if there is a particular day of the week that I have not mentioned. Clearly, we have a lot of stuff going on this weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that is usually the focus of the astro-weather. But if there is a particular day that you want to know more about, like, oh, my Monday was really, really wacky, or people seem to be really, really pissy on Tuesday, let me know in the chat, and I will take a little peek at the Astro Biz Digest for you before we move on to choosing November's deck of the month. And I'm also going to take a water break, or in this case, green tea. Green tea, please, Liquid Death. Sponsor me, please. So this is their iced tea. So this is green tea with agave and vitamins. It's green guillotine. Love their names. I would have preferred their severed lime, but they didn't have it at the store. They didn't have any of the sparkling water that I wanted, like the severed lime or the cherry obituary. Those are my two favorite flavors, and they didn't have either of them. So I had to stick with the iced tea instead. All right. Fran said, yesterday the dead were trying to suck the life out of me. Okay, so yeah, Halloweeny vibes. So I'll definitely take a look at Thursday for you. And Katie says, nothing for me. I am done with the week. All right, fair enough. Yes, exactly. Zombies, you must have a nice brain. Let's take a look. So Thursday morning, two rough aspects: Moon Mars square, 10:57 a.m., and the Moon Pluto square at 12:57 p.m. Tension high. Public is in an angry mood, and the news may be adding fuel to the fire. 1:29 p.m. Moon slides into Scorpio. Dynamite lunation for research, financial management, and deep work. Mercury trine Neptune at 8:33 p.m. Dose of imagination for writing or creative work. Power day for Libra, weekday for Aries. Yeah. I was off on Halloween. Well, actually, no, I wasn't off on Halloween. I did have a phone reading with a regular client. So that was good. And, I was really like, I don't remember much about the reading, but I know it was very accurate. And I know that my client made a point of saying, like, most of your readings are like 85 to 90% accurate. Like, that's why I keep on coming back to you. I'm just like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Like, well, I did say to them, I must be doing something right if you keep on booking with me every year. So, but yeah, it might have been rough because of the Moon Mars square and the Moon Pluto square, and then Moon in Scorpio. Deep work. So there you go. Anybody else? Anything else? I don't know. I don't know. Do I like the agenda on this side, or I'm also I think I think am I mirroring this? What's happening here? Ah, mirror camera. I don't know. Actually, that might work out a little bit better. I don't know. Yeah, Katie. So nice when the client is so happy with the reading. Yeah, I mean, like, kind of, it sucks. It sucks when you're like sometimes you can feel it. You can feel that it's just like, I am not like nothing's hitting here. Like this is not work. Like this is, I don't know. The connection's like not working. And then, sometimes it's just like you vibe, like clearly I must be doing something right if you keep on coming back. And also they're not asking the same questions either. That's another thing that I look out for, because it's just like I've been doing this for like a really long time now. And when I was I wouldn't say a younger reader, but I definitely was younger. But maybe I guess a more, I don't know, gentle's not the right word too, but I guess more naive. I'll say that. When I was a more naive reader, I would just take every reading and continue to do the reading, even when I'm just like I don't feel like there's enough movement here, and I never want to assume, right? It's just like if people are booking with me, I am making the assumption that they're happy with my work and they're getting something out of it. Like sometimes it's like sometimes where was I? Like I want to be helpful, but there is a certain point where it's just like it's not about me, obviously. Like it's just like even if a question isn't interesting to me, like that's not the point, It's just like I'm like if I want to ask an interesting question of the tarot, I'll just like ask it myself on my own time. So it's like, but at the same time, when I feel like the client is not moving, is not evolving, it's the same question or the same outcome over and over again, that's what I'll usually like say, like, I don't know if I'm necessarily the right reader for you anymore. Or, like maybe we should ask different questions, or I would recommend going to a different reader and getting a different intuitive's perspective on the situation before coming back to me and booking another reading. So I've done that before. So sometimes you can sense that you're doing a good job, and sometimes you don't know. And sometimes that's just not up to you, where it's just like, oh, I've never seen that client ever again. Either I did a good job and I answered the question thoroughly enough that they don't need another reading from me, or I did a bad job, and they just don't want to come to me anymore, and they found the right reader for them. And neither of those things have anything to do with me, or like it doesn't make sense for me to like necessarily give a lot of energy to that. But when I was a younger, more naive reader, I definitely put more on myself than I should have. And I guess I was a little like less discerning, where it's just like I was worried about, oh, well, if I don't read for this person, then I'm never going to get another tarot client again. Like now I have I wouldn't say it's a luxury, but I've been doing this for a long enough time now, where it's just like I have more discernment, and I can be like, hey, I don't think I'm the right reader for you. Or, or it's just like, I don't know, I'm not gelling with you, and like it has nothing to do with you. You're probably a lovely human being, but like sometimes it just doesn't work. So Katie says agenda up to your right top corner is the alternative, but more in front to new audience if they come. Right, exactly. Like I never know who's coming in and seeing these. So it's nice to have an agenda at a glance where it's just like, who is this person and what is she talking about? And what should I expect from this live stream? So it's kind of nice to have the floating agenda. Yeah. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. A new position of the camera looks good. Great. So it's basically, I mirrored it. So yeah, exactly, Fran. They don't want to move. Or they're scared too, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people just don't want to know. It's like it's like the devil they know versus the devil they don't know, right? All right. Speaking of movement. Oh no. Stephanie's here. Hi, Stephanie. I'm not saying, oh no, Stephanie's here. I'm saying, oh no, to your comment. No more subtitles, or was that a Facebook thing and they changed it? It was probably a Book of Face thing and they changed it. You might be able to switch it up in your settings. Look for the gear and see if you can turn it on. I will try to do the same on my computer and see if that comes up. I think the subtitles only come on if you mute me. So, but oh no, I don't like that comment. You might also want to switch over to the tube of view. That might be a better option for you, because I stream to both places, the Book of Face and the tube of view. So it's up to you. Katie says, I still hang on to a tarot mistake I made in a reading, and I have to conclude that I was so used to being right, but still I was wrong. Yeah, you're gonna be wrong. Like it's just true. And that's like my least favorite part of teaching tarot to beginners at it. It's just like the willingness to be wrong. Like, you are going to be more wrong than you are right at first when you're learning and when you're giving readings. So that's the reason why I talk about like I mean, we just had astrology, like moon and Sagittarius, like truth teller, like that's always the truth teller moon. So when the sun is in Sagittarius, or when the moon is in Sagittarius, it's like very much about truth telling and being transparent. And that's usually what I say when you're beginning, when you're giving readings, give readings in exchange for feedback or testimonials before you start charging, because then it kind of takes the pressure off, and it allows you to have the space to try out your interpretations and be wrong. And yes, this is people's lives that we're talking about, but also you have to be able to make those mistakes, to learn from those mistakes. And that's the reason why I say, like, be transparent about the fact that you are learning this new skill and that you are giving readings in exchange for feedback or testimonials, so that when you are ready to start charging for your services, for your tarot readings, you then have your testimonials page, because word of mouth is always going to be the strongest marketing tool for you. And it still is the strongest marketing tool for me after years of doing this. Like, when I have my, when you book a reading with me, as some of you may know, because some of you have gotten readings from me in a private capacity, I do have a intake form in which you fill it out. And one of the things you fill out is, how did you hear about me? Because I want to be able to track those referrals. Like, you know, if Teresa Reed, the tarot lady, is referring me, I want to know. I want to know that, you know, I need to send a fruit basket to Teresa because she sent me 3 new clients. You know, it's a way of being able to track these referrals. But a lot of the referrals I get, or the what they fill in for how did you hear of me, is internet. And that's when I know, oh, okay, cool. My site, my website, tarotbyhillary.com, is doing its job. Whenever I'm not at my computer, people can look at my website and see what I'm about, or they can go to the different social media platforms that are attached to my website, see what I'm about, and be like, hey, I want to buy a reading from that person, because they feel like they know me, or they feel like they know that I'm a reputable person that's going to give them a honest and expert tarot reading. But like you're not going to be able to get to that level like by being afraid to make mistakes or being afraid to like not do the reading in the first place, because it's just like, what if I'm wrong? It's just like, what if you're wrong? Like, sorry folks, you are going to be more wrong than right at first. No one starts with a new skill and they're perfect at it the very first try. And if they are perfect at it the very first try, that's just innate talent or a proclivity towards something. But that doesn't mean that, it can't be learned. So anyhow, rant over, I guess, I hope. Fran says, wait, you mean I'm not always right? No, sorry, spoiler alert. And neither am I. Neither am I. Even Heap Big Tarot Reader is not right 100% of the time. And even the best tarot reader, my point really is that even the best tarot reader is only around 85 to 90% accuracy, because there's a little thing called free will. There's a little thing called, being a human. There's a little thing called, I could give you the most accurate reading on the planet and you still might decide that I'm full of shit and go and do the exact opposite. Right. And then there's that, Katie. That was the problem. I was too right too often, LOL. And then you probably ran screaming from the cards. Because I know a lot of tarot readers that had that exact experience too, where it's just like, oh, shit got really real. Let me run away from this, or put these spooky cards in a drawer for 2 years until I feel ready. Yes, the tragedy of being wrong, dying. Oh, get me my fainting couch. Yes, exactly, Stephanie. Energetic shifts too. Mm-hmm. So there's some things that, we can't account for. We are but tiny, tiny humans in a big, big universe. So some of the efforts of divination are to combat that, because, uncertainty is terrifying. So that might be part of the reason why we are drawn to divination, because it's just like we need to know. We need to know. And we're also natural storytellers as well. So we have to make meaning of things. It's like one of our needs. We have to make meaning of it. We have to make it make sense. And sometimes when it doesn't make sense, we insert the meaning to make it make sense, so that we can move on, or we can grieve, or we can come to terms with the unknowable or the unthinkable. Now then, I'll get down from my soapbox. Saying all of that, which tarot deck do we want to explore for the month of November? Or do you want me to just keep on with my soapbox? Because I can definitely do that too. Fran says, I have a friend that gets the same message and it's not what she wants to hear. Yep. She was in a coma. She was in a coma and got the message and still nope. What's it going to take then? Like, if you're in a coma and you're getting messages from dreams or on high or whatever, and you wake up and you get the message and still nope, like there's no, like, if a coma doesn't do it for you, I don't know what will. Katie says, a recent friend said I was a natural counselor and that made me good for reading. Made me good for reading, as in reading for them, or vice versa? Because I feel like if you're in the intuitive arts, it could go one of two ways. You could be really easy to read for because you know what it's like, or you could be really difficult to read for, or you could be somewhere in between. It could be intimidating to be read for. Like, I definitely felt that when I was reading for Teresa Reed at Reader Studio during Tarot Apprentice, where I'm just like, this is unfair. I am the only one of the tarot the tarot apprentice contestants that is at Reader Studio, and you want me to read for you. Like, this is another challenge that I didn't anticipate, but also I should have anticipated, you know, because tarot reader, like, you should have known, should have seen that coming. But it ended up being the thing that, not the thing. I think she had already chosen me at that point. But I think it was the reading that I gave solidified. But it was terrifying. Like, how do you give a reading to the tarot lady? Like, I've done it. I have lived to tell the tale. But then, you know, if you're going to a lot of tarot conferences, you got to get used to reading for other readers. Like, there's no way around it. There's no other way to practice your skills and know that the classes that you're taking are paying off. They definitely do pay off. That foundation reading in Reader Studio is the best way to, like, here's your skill set now. All right, now let's return to that exact same reading 2 days later when the conference is over. Now apply your new set of skills to this same reading and see what else you've learned, see what else you get out of it. So yeah, Fran, are you nodding at the fact that it's just like, if a coma isn't going to give you the message, then nothing will? Yeah. Which is kind of sad. It's a little sad. Okay. Any thoughts to the deck of the month? Because we are already 47 minutes into the episode. And we have done astrology. We haven't even done the mid-episode reading yet, but we can certainly help. I think maybe with the mid-episode reading that can help us choose, possibly, because I will open up the floor to, hey, whoever wins the mid-episode reading can also choose the deck that they're going to be read from. And if you guys are liking what you're seeing from the deck, then maybe that's the deck of the month. So Stephanie says, what are our deck options? Every deck that I have in my arsenal are your deck options. Claire is saying, hi, I would love a reading. Okay, stick around, Claire, because we're coming up to the mid-episode reading in which one lucky viewer can win a free 3-card reading with me live on the broadcast. So stay tuned. That's coming up shortly. So let me put that ticker up. Fran is asking, do you have the Beloved Dead deck? No, I do not. So that's out. Sorry. And Katie says, what Stephanie said, I was going to ask the same. Okay. So what I can do, though, is I can show you the article that I made about my tarot deck library. And that has a list of decks. Oh, that is not the that is not the article that I was looking for. Okay. Let's see. Deck library. So I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to drop this into the chat. So it is an article called Behind the Scenes, My Tarot Deck Library. And it has my tarot decks from alphabetically listed. But I also still have to update as well. Oh, Steffi and I are on the same wavelength here, because I was thinking about exactly that. Woodlandy. I've got the Meraki Tarot sitting right next to me, and I was really thinking about that. So this is the Meraki Tarot, 2nd edition, by Boucher Designs, Carrie. And it's really beautiful. And it also has a yes and a no card, as well as 6 other oracle cards. So I love that. Yeah. So like, here's the back. And I feel like I need to take out my, is this charged up yet? It's probably not charged up yet, but I think I need the zhuzh. Like, look, here we go. So those are the backs. And like, here's the front. So this is not a peoply deck. It is much more elemental, and animals are on it, gemstones, like the Lover's card is the tree. There you go. So it's very woodland-y. So, so in the chat, I've posted my my behind the scenes, my tarot deck library. So you can go ahead and click on that link to get that. Oh, I'm sorry, Fran. So see, I was secretly hoping out loud for you to pick a deck I have so I can learn more about it. Oh, well, I mean, I could always do a little trip to the store tomorrow, see what they have. You know, but should I go to the store tomorrow and take you guys with me? Do a little gram of Insta Live and be like, I am at the bookstore and here is the New Age section and what should I buy? That's possible. I mean, we don't have to make a decision tonight. This is just a percolation, you know? Yeah, maybe next time, but I'll definitely keep my eyes peeled for that deck. Stephanie says, like, you need enabling. Well, you know, enabling is as enabling does. I know I'm an enabler, especially with last week's Card Slingers Coast to Coast episode when we talked about spoopy tarot decks. Like another one that I was thinking about is the Witch Sister. Yes, I know that October is over, but like this deck is just, it's delicious. It is delicious. Right, exactly. Fran's like, or I could just buy a new deck. Yes, or you could. But like, here's the back of the Witch Sister. And also keep in mind that the list that I shared in the chat, that is not an updated list. I still have more decks than that. So I need to update that list. But here's the back of the Witch Sister. So again, very like earthy. And then the Witch Sister is 3 of Skies, 9 of Trees, 5 of Stones, and then Waters for Cups. So like this is a gorgeous deck as well. But let's go to the list that I shared. And then I can also, that'll probably also jog my memory about some of the other decks that are not in here. Actually, I have my start of my updated list on my phone, which is right next to me. So I should probably just pull that up. What do you think? Let's see. What did everyone think about the Universal Monsters? I'm like, I thought the concept was cool, but I will say with some of those decks that the majors are much more effective than the minors. All right. So I started this list. I started the revamp of the list in February of last year. So that's how long this has been going on. I also have a pile of decks on the main couch in my living room, and Mr. Tarot by Hillary is not happy about it because it's just like, I have no room to sit. He has no room to stretch out. And he's just like, this is ridiculous, Hillary. Like, you need to get this in line. Like, you need to organize this. And I'm like, I know. and he was just like, I know you were looking for a specific deck. I get it. However, you need to sort this out. I'm like, I know, honey, you love me though, right? And he's like, I love you, but this is ridiculous. Katie said, yes, I found the majors good, but the minors were so-so. I'm like, yeah. Stephanie says, yeah, I don't like to buy decks that have half-done minors. Yeah, same. You know, I mean, I could tell the concept of it, and I can't remember who was mentioning it. They follow me on the gram of Insta, and I was saying, oh, this particular suit is pretty good, but like the rest of the suits, not so much. So the I believe the suit was the cups in the Universal Monsters. I think that was probably the best minor. Was Crypts. So suit of Crypts was the suit of cups in the Universal Monsters, and I think that one was probably the strongest of the minors in that deck. All right, so we have in alphabetical order. I did put up the link, so I'll put it up again. It is, and you can follow along if you would like to. It's tarotbyhillary.com/behind the scenes my tarot deck library, with hyphens all in between. You should be able to click on the link, but here it is, and I'll leave it up so you guys can see it. But I have my, like, literally I have the start of my deck library, you know, the revised list, because it's been a while since I've revised this list. So I'm going by this because it's the most up to date. But you can follow along with that one. So we have, starting alphabetically. I tried to do this alphabetically to have some order to them. Accurate AF Tarot, which I know Katie already said is out because she's like, no AF. And if you're wondering what that is this one right here, Accurate AF. It's a circular deck. Love that deck, but it is in fact Accurate AF. We've got the Alchemical Tarot, 4th edition. We've got the Art Nouveau Tarot. We have the Bonefire Tarot. Oh, the Bonefire Tarot is beautiful. That's a really nice deck. The Book of Shadows Tarot, Volume 2, so below. So that's, I think, from Lo Scarabeo. The Chakra Wisdom Tarot, which I was just like, it was all right. The Cosmic Butcher's Strange and Eternal Tarot. That's a great deck. I have, I think, the 1st edition. I think they're coming out with a 2nd edition, or it's already been sold. The Cosmic Woman Tarot, the Crystal Unicorn Tarot. Yes. Katie says Stephanie was speaking of a woodland one. What about Wildwood? I do have the Wildwood. That's correct. I do have the Wildwood as well, but that's W's, so we're not there yet. But yes, I do have that one. So Crystal Unicorn Tarot, Dark Carnival Tarot, Darkana Tarot, Darkwood Tarot Mini. That we used a little bit more recently, I feel. That might have been last year, though. I can't remember. But it's mini and it has no guidebook. So just keep that in mind, guys. Diablo the Sanctuary Tarot. That's very dark. That's black and red. Disney Villains Tarot. Dreamy Way Tarot. The 8 of Coins Tattoo Tarot. The Enchanted Tarot. The Enchanted Love Tarot. So that's by the same people, Enchanted Tarot and Enchanted Love Tarot. The Fountain Tarot, which I also have a review of. I love the Fountain Tarot. That's a beautiful deck. The Gaian Tarot, the Game of Thrones Tarot. Actually, I have 2 copies of the Game of Thrones Tarot. One that's still sealed, one that's signed from Liz Dean, who wrote the guidebook for it. Gilded Tarot Royale. That's a really nice one. The Golden Tarot by Kat Black. The Golden Dawn Magical Tarot, which I never really vibed with. That one's a little It's a little weird. It's a little too weird even for me. The herbal tarot. Talk about herbal tarot isn't necessarily woodsy, but it could definitely get there. And the herbal tarot has associations with different herbs. So, like, the magician might be astragalus, or the high priestess might be peony. So that one's an interesting one. However, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, did my bestie take that deck? And I think she did. So I don't have that deck. I can get it. I can get it next weekend when I see her, but I don't have it right now. I'm pretty sure she's borrowing that one, the herbal tarot, the housewives tarot, the ink witch tarot, the joie de vivre tarot, the labyrinth tarot, labyrinth as in labyrinth the movie, Legacy of the Divine Tarot, which was like my workhorse deck for a number of years, the Line Strider Tarot, the Llewellyn Tarot, the Luna Soul Tarot, Mary L Tarot. Mary L Tarot is intense, by the way. The Meraki Tarot, which I just told you guys about right here, Boucher Designs. I should probably write in that that's the second edition. So I'm gonna adjust that right now. Second edition. The Mother Peace Tarot. Katie says Enchanted Tarot. I have a vague memory that I liked it, but I can't be sure. Fountain Tarot sounds nice. Enchanted Tarot has a very plain back to it. It's mixed media, almost like fabric, tapestry as well. It's Amy Zahner and Monty Farber. Yeah, so it's beautiful. And then Fountain Tarot is very like kind of watercolory. So now let me put back up the list. So where was I? Meraki Tarot, second edition. Mother Peace Tarot is another circular deck. It's almost like the OG original circular deck. Mystic Dreamer Tarot, which I feel like we did a little bit more recently. Yes, exactly. That's how I remember it. Amy's Tarot. Yep, that's correct. It is. Mystic Dreamer, I feel like we did more recently because I found the guidebook, or I refound the guidebook. So we did, I think we did a deck revisitation, and then also, worked with it for Deck of the Month. So that's more recent. Mystic Mondays Tarot. That one's really cool. Very modern looking. It's a black box, and it has like silver edging. Kind of groovy. That's by Grace Duong. Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot. Orisha Tarot. That's by Andrew McGregor. That one's pretty excellent. Again, deep. That's deep. Let's see here. Pagan Otherworlds Tarot. Talk about woodsy. Oh my God. Like that might be it. That one also has moon phases in it. So I might have to go and grab that one. Remind me when we're done with this list, Pagan Otherworlds. So you guys can see the back of it and the fronts of it. I have a feeling that's going to be, that's a front runner, because I've used it at the Halloween party. I used the Meraki and I used the Pagan Otherworlds, and damn, like, whoo, it was good. Pocket of Peers Tarot. I can definitely use that one. That one's very sentimental to me. Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. Whee, yes. Pocket of Peers is very sentimental to me, so I would likely not be using that tarot deck with clients unless I am using it when I'm the only one holding onto that deck. So for phone readings, Zoom readings, Skype readings, but I will probably not give that over to someone to shuffle. It's too dear to me. So Pocket of Peers might be a possibility too, but it's definitely not a woodsy deck. So Katie said, pagan other words. Yes, let's see. Okay. And Stephanie said, I'm excited to see pagan otherworlds. Yeah, that's by UUSI. Really, really beautiful deck. I think we might, I think we might have a fight, a fight for supremacy here between the Meraki and the pagan otherworlds and possibly the Wildwood. We'll see. So of course, Radiant Rider-Waite Smith. That's my workhorse deck. Like you guys all know it. It's got the blue background with the stars on it. Like that's my standard Rider-Waite Smith. Also, I have the regular Rider-Waite Smith. I also have for some reason, I didn't write down the Reflective Tarot, but the Reflective Tarot is the mini, Reflective Tarot mini. And that is a Rider-Waite Smith as well. So let me write down. Like you guys are also helping me to expand my list here. Reflective RWS Mini Tarot. There we go. Of course, Rider-Waite Smith, the standard. Sacred Bridges Tarot. That's from the same artist that did the Dark Carnival Tarot. Dark Carnival Tarot is basically a Juggalo tarot deck. The Silver Era Tarot. That one's more like black and white, photorealistic, but then it has like little pops of color. You guys might be familiar with that. The Simple Tarot, very, very basic and simple, and it also has keywords on it. So that I think is a great learner deck, a great deck for beginners. Probably not going to use it as deck of the month. Sorry, unless you guys are really interested. The Star Child Tarot, which I feel like I haven't used in ages. That one's very much more ethereal, watercolory, and it's the same artist that does that did the Starseed Oracle and the Work Your Light. So if you like that imagery, that is her deck. The Danielle Noel, that is her tarot deck, the Star Child Tarot. There is also a Moonchild Tarot, which I don't own, but I also would like. Let's see, the Steampunk Tarot, the Tarot Art Nouveau Mini, the Tarot del Toro, which is based on Guillermo del Toro's work, like Crimson Peak, like Pan's Labyrinth, like Hellboy. That one's a very interesting deck. But I feel like you have to be at least a little bit familiar with his work in order to really appreciate it. We've got Tarot for Kids, which is Teresa Reed's deck. We've got the Tarot Nova, which was my first ever tarot deck. It's little, it's simple, it's very cute. A bunch of people were asking for that at the Halloween party too. And I was just like, it's very, very simple. I'm just going to let you know right now, it's very, very simple. Not a lot of imagery to grasp onto unless you know what you're looking for. So you've got Tarot of the Burrows, which is a photo deck based on imagery from New York City. That's by Courtney Weber and George Courtney. You've got the Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery. Fountain Tarot. Fountain is similar to that. Let's see. Where else? Let's see. Tarot of the Sevenfold Mystery by Bob Place. Tarot of the She by Emily Carding. The Toth Tarot, which I'm just not a Toth person, but like I'll do it. Like for you guys, I'll do it. The Transparent Tarot, also by Emily Carding. The Triple Goddess Tarot, it's Jamie's deck. Jamie Elford with artwork by Franco Rivoli. The True Heart Tarot, which is Rachel True's deck. The Weiser Tarot, that's beautiful too. The Wild Messengers Alchemical Tarot, that's very animal-based, but it's like cosmic-y animal-based. And that is probably one of the best decks I've ever seen to match up the animals with both the major and the minor arcana energies. I would say even better than the next one on the list, which is the Wild Unknown Tarot. I feel like Wild Messengers is almost better for, matching up that animal's energy. to the tarot card in question. Wild Unknown Tarot, the Wildwood Tarot, we've talked about that. That's a possibility. The Witches Tarot, which there are several Witches Tarot. The one that I'm referring to is the one that's created by Ellen Dugan with art by Mark Evans, I believe. And then finally, the Zombie Tarot. So there's a ton of stuff in there, and there's probably tarot decks that I haven't even mentioned because I've gotten them more recently, like within the last year. So any tarot decks that I've gotten in since February is not on the list. So you could see me like quickly adding adding to the list a little bit. It's just like, oh yeah, that's not on there. Like the Witch Sister Tarot. I don't think I put that on there because yeah, because you got the Witches Tarot, and then you got the. I'm adding it right now though. Witch Sister Tarot. Let's see what else. What other decks are surrounding me that I can quickly add? So now that you have that list, let's think about that. We can talk about Oracle decks or Lenormand decks or other decks, which I definitely have those too. But while we are gathering up, putting the names in the hat for the mid-episode reading, which I know we're already way into this episode, we're still going to do the mid-episode reading. So if you do win the mid-episode reading, please let me know which deck you want to be read from, because that might also help us to determine which deck we're going to use for November's card of the day pulls. So I am going to change things up here. Let's go ahead and put up the snake and the lottery jar and the countdown. Okay. And I am going to change this over to this and this. All right, so we are at the portion of the episode called the mid-episode reading. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Yes, sure. And I will put 3 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock here. But in order to put yourself into the running for the mid-episode reading, go ahead and put the word tarot into the chat. TAROT into the chat. And then after about 3 minutes, we're going to go ahead and pick a winner. That winner will put their question into the chat, and you will receive a 3-card reading from the deck of your choice. Now, while we're waiting for people to participate, I will go and get some of the decks that I've mentioned out of the list. Pagan Otherworlds, I'll try and grab. I actually know exactly where that is because it's still in my bag from the Halloween readings that I did. And I'll also try and locate the Wildwood Tarot as well. So this like wild, woodsy kind of feeling decks, I'm going to go ahead and grab those. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to pick a woodsy tarot deck for the month of November, but that seems to be in the running. So I always have the final say, but I definitely want to hear your input because I own all of these decks. So let me have another sip of my tea and go ahead and put the word tarot into the chat if you want to be in the running to win a 3-card reading live on the broadcast. Stephanie, I'm looking at you. Chop, chop. All right, I will be right back. I come bearing decks. All right, well, somebody's got to put their hat in the ring. I come bearing decks. We could, but Stephanie, I mean, you didn't get one so recently. So if you want to ask a more personal question, feel free. We're such a generous group here that it's just like, no, you go. All right. So we've got Stephanie, we've got Katie. Yeah, I mean, I understand about like the election. Like we were just talking about this today. Where, you know, there's a couple of people that I know that are on anxiety medication, and you know, they were being advised like, oh yeah, let's see if we want to step down the anxiety medication because you're doing so well. And they're just like, not until after the election, which I think is a good call. So, all right. Oh, and Fran as well. Okay. Down to the buzzer, guys. All right, let's go ahead and pick. Yes, notice that I'm tapping. Tapping is a great tool as well for anxiety. Let's go ahead and choose. And it's Stephanie, so it's meant to be. So Stephanie, go ahead and put your question into the chat. We will do 3 cards, and also let me know which deck you want to be read from. So I went into the living room to my tarot bag and also the couch, the aforementioned couch where I have all of my decks, and just kind of like looked at Mr. Tarot by Hillary and just like, look, I'm cleaning, kind of. So here's the Ink Witch, which is by Eric Mile. This I think I got from like the gift box for the kitchen table gathering. So Ink Witch is a little bit dreamy. So there's Ink Witch. And yes, that's Ink Witch, Fran. I know it's hard to determine like which witch, because I've got a bunch of witchy decks, but yeah, that's the Ink Witch. So okay, so I was gonna pull out Pagan Otherworlds next. So this is Pagan Otherworlds, and let's do the reading using this. I will also show you the Silver Era Tarot real quickly. It's this. Kind of got that vibe. And then the Enchanted Tarot. I'm not sure about the Enchanted Love. I'm not sure where I put that. It's around here somewhere. But this is the Enchanted Tarot. And then there's the Ace of Hearts. Got the Wheel of Fortune. So it's very like tapestry, mixed media. There's the Eight of Swords. So I know. I'm fairly certain that Katie, you really liked the Enchanted Tarot. A lot of people really groove with the Enchanted Tarot. And my mom found this bag for me, which is more of like a purse, like a little hand purse. But I was just like, ooh, this will work for a big tarot deck, which is part of the reason why she gave it to me. She was like, I figured for one of your tarot decks. And I'm just like, good call, Mom. So this is the Pagan Otherworlds by UUSI. And so we will use this for Stephanie's reading. And by the way, I don't have a companion book for this. I only received this. I feel like I got it from somebody else, that they were just like, oh, I have a copy of that. I'll send it to you. But it didn't come with anything else. So, which is fine. I can deal with it. I can read with a tarot deck without a companion book. So this is the back, and we will see what comes up for Stephanie. And then I can show you the rest if you guys want. So Stephanie says, okay, I'll bite. My job is having layoffs in 2 weeks, and I'm pretty certain I'm safe, but some extra peace of mind will be great. And Pagan Otherworlds is the one that you want me to use. So, okay. Job having layoffs, pretty certain safe, but some extra peace of mind would be great. Ooh, okay. One more shuffle. Okay. Yeah, you're cool. You're cool. You're cool, but it's almost like this round of layoffs has, or this aspect, or this, you know, like knowing that this is in the air, it's made you start to question whether or not you want to be there. Like, obviously you want to be there, but there is also like, what else? Like, what else could I do? What other options are out there if I wasn't to be safe? Even though you are, I agree with you. And the reason why I agree with you is because the High Priestess is coming up. So you saying, even in the question, like, I'm pretty certain I'm safe, but some extra peace of mind would be great. Yeah. So the vibes have been very off. I definitely get that. Hold on, let me pull the crawler off, because we're done. There it is. Let me hide that. Perfect. Okay. So I'm just going to leave everything off except for like our agenda and everything, because I want you to see the cards, because that is also the purpose of this reading. Yeah. So yeah, I have been casually looking into other options. Right. Exactly. Casually. You know, it's just like, well, it's kind of like it's not like the writing is on the wall, at least not for you, or not yet, but it has, you know, kind of forced you to been like, okay, well, if I'm not right about this, which you are right about it, I'm pretty sure you're safe too, because you are getting the High Priestess. So it is about like knowing what you know and trusting in your intuition. So it's just like, if you think you're safe right now and you feel like that is your intuitive voice talking rather than the voice of fear, then yes, I think you are safe. Like, you do know what you know, but also it has caused you, not only with the High Priestess card coming up, to look within, but also your final outcome card is the Seven of Cups as well, which is the reason why I'm saying it has forced you to look at other options, and see whether or not you're actually satisfied with where you are. Not necessarily the money that you're making, because if it was more about the money, I would say, like, certainly the factor of the money is always there. But for you, because it's cups coming up, I feel like it's more like job satisfaction and like knowing you're at the right place in the right time and you're really making a difference. And I feel like this round of layoffs, even though you are safe, or you will be safe, it has caused you to look into other options and be like, am I truly satisfied here? Am I doing everything that I can do? Am I in the right place at the right time? Is there more that I could be doing? Or is there a job that would satisfy me more? So definitely about those choices. And the fact that everything's coming up upright also tells me, like, yes, your intuition is correct. You are safe, but also like you are, like, it's almost like you do have the upper hand in this situation. I don't know if you necessarily want to test the situation, but it's just like, I do feel like there is more bargaining power in this than you're actually aware of. The reason why I'm saying about the, so like, that's why I'm saying what I'm saying from the High Priestess and the Seven of Cups. But you do have the Eight of Wands coming up. And the Eight of Wands is about swiftness and speed, and also messages too. So it's like, yes, this is kind of giving you the peace of mind that you're looking for, but you already have that peace of mind. But also, what are you going to do with that peace of mind? Are you going to use that to like double down on being valuable to this company? Or are you going to, you know, have the realization that maybe this company doesn't really give a damn about you? You know, it's like, it's very much about like, and you saying that the vibes have been off, like it's been coming for a while. Like it feels like the nature of the company has changed. And at first, it's been very much about like, I'm proud to work here. I'm proud to do what I do. You know, I'm proud to be associated with this name. And now it's just like there's been such a sea change where it's just like, I'm not necessarily proud anymore. I'm not necessarily like wanting to associate everything about myself and my personality with this place, you know? Yeah. So absolutely spot on. Good, good. I'm going to pull one more card just to clarify. Yeah. So you are getting the sun card reversed. So let me put him upright, but you are getting it reversed. So it feels as if almost like this illumination has not necessarily been a positive illumination for you. It's almost like you're seeing the man behind the curtain and you're not liking what you're seeing, where it's just like the curtain has been drawn aside for you. And while you are safe, it's like it's left a bad taste in your mouth. It's almost like you are good at what you do. You do contribute in ways that are very good for the company, but also it's just like, it's almost like the luck of the draw. It feels very like pointed and vindictive. So just like be on the lookout for that. It's just like, yes, you are safe, but it's just like with the Eight of Wands coming up in the middle, it's just like for now, you know, like this round, yes, but it could just be like, it's like, it feels very on a whim, you know? And this round, yes, but like, but who knows? Like when the wind, whether the wind blows this way or that way, like that could be a part of the decision making. And it's just like, then that's part of the reason why you're asking the question too. Just like, I know I'm safe, but also I know that there are people that are not safe that are going to get laid off, and it's really not fair. But for the grace go I, you know, by the grace of the divine go I. Make sense? What do you think about the pagan otherworlds? Like, it's woodsy. It is woodsy. And I like that the back is all the same. So you can't tell whether upright or reverse, which is, I really like. Oh God, Stephanie, really? And part of my job will be walking them out. Ugh. Mm-hmm. So thank you very much for being vulnerable enough to be read for in a public space. I know that it's not, it's a kind of an act of courage to put your hat in the ring, even though you are getting a free reading. But thank you very much, Stephanie. And if you're looking for mid-episode reading, you just have to tune in next time. By the way, we will not have an episode next week because I'll be away next weekend. So I'm just telling you guys right now, there will be no episode next week. So you like the saturation on the Meraki more. Okay. And interesting that we're being drawn to two decks that have additional cards. So the Pagan Otherworlds has the moon phases on it, and the Meraki has the yes and no card, and then 6 more oracle cards. Yeah, that really sucks, Stephanie, because it's just like you are like the representative of the company to be walking them out, even though you're just like I don't know if there's like something that you can say to be like this is me, but also not me. This is just a function of my job, but it is not me, and it is not like the views the views of this company are not necessarily reflected by this person walking you out. Yeah. I don't know how I got like a mosquito bite right on the knuckle of my ring finger. Haha. Okay. Whew. All right. So yeah, yeah. Shields, Stephanie. Shields up, my friends. Like big pink bubble. Especially like almost like an like envision like a breastplate and covering your solar plexus as well when you're having to do that, because that's not going to be easy. And then any oils or spray that you can use like in between, like I don't know if you can do it on the down low or if you can like wear sage on your pulse points or something. Like I love this sage spray that I have from Sage, from what is it, Pure by Shasha. Um, like anything you can do to like kind of, ooh, good question. Crystal recommendations. Guys, chime in, by the way. So I would say onyx. Um, yeah, I would say onyx. I would keep away from hematite, because hematite has that magnetic quality. So that like you kind of don't want, because then it's like almost like an adhering. So it's like the opposite of what you want. Um, I always recommend labradorite, smoky quartz as well, for protection. Labradorite, like, I mean, you guys know this is like, I wear this all the time. I don't even take it off. Yeah, that's a good suggestion too. Citrine, which doesn't hold the negativity. Yeah, yeah. Really, a really like orangey yellow citrine. You also might want to do carnelian as well. Also, whatever birthstone that you have, I feel like birthstone magic is very, very helpful, very powerful, especially if you feel like you have a tie to that birthstone. My birthstone, of course, is diamonds for April, but you know, of course, it had to be diamonds. That's what Mr. Tarot by Hillary says all the time. Of course, your birthstone had to be a diamond. I'm just like, don't I deserve it? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're April too, right? Yeah, diamonds. So, um, like even wearing like Elizabeth Taylor's white diamonds, like the perfume, like definitely a perfume that makes you feel powerful and protected. But yeah, we're both April Aries, so got that in common. But carnelian is also like the modern, I think the modern birthstone for April. So I'm not sure where I heard that from, but yeah. Smoky quartz, I mentioned, onyx, labradorite. Labradorite, I feel, is really good for empaths, and for psychics and for intuitives, because I feel like it almost like raises your vibration to be able to really hear your intuition, but it also has a protection aspect as well, so that you're protected while doing that work. Um, that and I'm just a sucker for a nice flash on a labradorite. Um, Gosh, what else? Garnet, a nice deep garnet. Like I wish I could just send you my bracelet that I have, which is carnelian and garnet. Like that one's really good, and I feel very protected when I wear it. Let's see what else. I really like blue agate. Let's see. Like I did an entire episode on crystals. So you can check out the replay of that. There's several replays of that, because that one, the trolls were out in force on that one. It was awful. So, ooh, perfect. So you just got a labradorite too. I would say wear that, but also like set it up too. Like imbue it with the energy of what you're using it for. Pass it through incense, or put a little smudge spray on it, and like be very intentional with wearing it, of what you want it to do for you and how it can help you. But yeah, that's not easy. So we are winding down to the weekend forecast. Do we have any front runners for deck of the month for November? because I do want to start pulling. I do want to start pulling starting tomorrow. So I might sleep on it. And then we'll start pulling November 2nd for card of the day for November. So we have Pagan Otherworlds, which is good. Like, I mean, like, gives a nice reading. I will say that, but like most of my decks do give pretty good readings. I don't know. I'm drawn to the Meraki, guys. Yeah, Katie said I was going to say cleanse it and putting it out under some moonlight for a night. Set intentions of protection in it, like Hillary said, and that sounds perfect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Moonlight or also sunlight. It depends on what you're using it for and also what crystal it is. Like sometimes if you put out a citrine in the sunlights, it can leach the color out of it. So you might have a really bright orangey yellow citrine and in direct sunlight, it could leach the color. So just be careful of that. But other stones, like if you want that positivity of the sun, you may want to put it out in sunlight rather than moonlight. So again, intention is everything. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I suggested moonlight instead of sunlight. Mm-hmm. And almost like maybe a combination of the two. Like maybe wear a piece and charge it in the moonlight, and then another crystal in the sunlight, so that you have the balance of the moon and the sun. Because sunlight can be about positivity. It's almost like you want the intention of walking them out. Like I know what it's for. You know what it's for, but you can definitely make your own intentions in that, so that when you're walking them out, you are their last impression. So you want to make it a good one. And you kind of know that too. So it's just like this might be just the end of, your journey with this company, but I see bigger and better things for you. It's like, and you don't even have to say that. It's just like, if you have that energy as you're walking them out, you can change the intention and have it be almost like it's not a great memory to have, but you can make it just a little bit better. Have citrine. Okay, you can pick up onyx tomorrow. Yeah, just a little piece of onyx. Yeah. I feel like a white clear quartz in sunlight would be good. Yeah, clear quartz is a great all-purpose. You can set it to any intention that you want. Yeah, and citrine, you're right. Citrine doesn't really need any actual cleansing, because it's kind of like a self-cleansing crystal. Yeah, that's a beautiful way to look at it. I'm trying to see the sunny side up, but charging in your hands with energy, like Reiki energy. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I'm feeling Meraki, guys. Do we want to ask the Meraki? I think we should ask the Meraki if it wants to be the deck of the month, and then we'll do the weekend forecast, and then I got to go eat something. Let's ask. Hi, Meraki. How are you doing? I know you're doing great. You're very happy that you got used at the Halloween party. So I'm going to ask you a different question. Would you like to be November's deck of the month? And I will laugh out loud if we get the yes. Yeah, exactly, Stephanie. It will be so funny if the yes card comes up. Otherwise, I'm curious to see how you would work the Wildwood, but that could be December. That could be December. We also do have the Yuletide tarot that I got from Llewellyn. So we could always use that for December. All right. But first, November. All right, Meraki. What say you? Ooh, I don't know how to interpret this. I don't know. I don't know if it wants to be. Let's pull another 2 cards. I am getting reversed. I don't know. I don't know if it wants it. So the first card we're getting is the Five of Swords reversed, which is like, yeah. Then we're getting the Page of Wands, also reversed. And then finally, we're getting the Five of Pentacles upright. It's almost like, do you want to know what I actually thinking? It's almost like this shorthand that I feel like I'm getting. It's just like Katie didn't want accurate AF. Just like, well, you didn't want AF. And it feels very, this reading feels very AF. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Stephanie says, yeah, I'd say it doesn't want to, LOL, but I do love that fox. Yeah, the fox is really, really beautiful. And the birch trees. And yeah, I think it's saying work with something else. Well, then, thanks, Meraki. Maybe it's a sign that I should be working with it privately and that we can choose another public deck. So yeah, 5 energy is like really okay. So like 5, like, and by the way, the companion book, there is no companion book. It's cards. It's like the actual cards, but the meaning's on the cards. So 5 of Swords reversed. Keywords are compromise, indecision, and sacrifice. Let's see. Page of Wands. Page of Wands reversed. Keywords are bad news, indecisive, and delays. Yeah. Katie says 5 energies. Yeah. Nah. And then finally, the 5 of Pentacles upright is alienation, debt, burden, and health issues. Yeah, I don't think it wants to be worked with, at least publicly. What, do you want to work with me privately? That's the Fool. Yeah. The Fool and the Sun reversed. Yeah. Sun reversed in. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is a private exploration in my future with the Meraki. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know, we asked nicely. Answer's no. Gotta respect the no. All right, we'll see. Maybe it is the Pagan Otherworlds. Any other suggestions? Any front runners that you're thinking, like, that comes to mind, that it's just like, ooh. Funnily enough, Stephanie, I have used the Meraki deck, and I have done an unboxing of the Meraki deck, if I'm remembering correctly. So I don't know. Suddenly it went like, I'm shy. If you're familiar with Once Upon a Mattress, I'm shy. Really, guys. Okay. Yeah, I'm fairly certain we did do an unboxing of the Meraki. Oh, I wish so much that I would be cast. That's one musical that I've never done. I've never done Once Upon a Mattress, but I would love to be Princess Fred. That's a great musical. Katie said, yeah, you have shown Meraki before. It wasn't so shy then. Yeah. Don't know what to tell you. Not the answer I expected, but the answer that I got. All right, let's do the weekend forecast. Let us choose our poison. or a medicine, as the case may be. We have the Starseed Oracle and the Work Your Light. Choose, my dears. You can choose by saying Starseed or Work Your Light or pink or blue. Make it pink, make it blue. I will know what you mean. And then we will finish up because I need to eat my din din. It's also very, very warm here, by the way. Stephanie says pink. Any other requests? Katie also says pink. Is Fran still here? Is Dina still here? Because right now, all votes are for pink. Fran's also pink. Okay. Done. It's a done deal. All right. Let's see. Where is my weekend forecast ticker? Right here. Go ahead and take that down. All right. Fran says, I am half awake. Well, let me finish up strong here so that we can, you can go to sleep if you choose, Fran. All right. What do we need to know for this weekend? All right. Well, then, I feel like the Meraki is still talking because we got the no card. I'm not going to re-pull that one. That is just too funny. Okay, Meraki, I heard you the first time. And maybe the no means something more to the rest of us. Whatever you were thinking in the space of your mind when I was shuffling, it might be no. Yeah. Somebody's like, okay, we get it. We get it. All right. So that's that. So the no card comes from the confirmation suit in this deck. Katie's like, sounds rude. So the confirmation cards in the Work Your Light Oracle are yes, no, the ever unfolding rose, or you're already doing it. So only 4 confirmation cards in this in that suit. So let's take a look. So the yes card, by the way, I think is just yes, 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 just over and over again. The no card is a little bit more complicated, right? Yeah, so Fran says, that's probably it in short. Nope, stay home, snuggle in bed, order pizza. Sure, you know, let's see the esoteric interpretation of no. So wait, postpone, pause, say no. You are being called to either pause or say no. Saying yes to something that isn't in alignment with you will drain your energy and your time. Stephanie, I also feel like this is for you too, and a continuation of your reading. Hold out for a congruent, aligned 100% yes. Often when we are looking for guidance to make a decision, it can be frustrating not to move into clear and considered action. However, timing is everything, and not receiving clear guidance is actually guidance in itself. We all go through times known as waiting periods. These times are crucial for our body to regenerate, the new path to formulate, and the universe to begin creating things on our behalf. You don't need to be plowing forward all the time to move forward. A potent, congruent yes, when the time is right, will put you ahead leaps and bounds. Don't force things now just because it seems like the only option. Take a breather and wait. The waiting is actually very productive, for when the time for movement comes, you will be ready to dive right in. Use this time to regenerate and ponder what you truly want. Consider the options. If the options are not clear, don't fear, because this time is a gift. Use it to tend to your garden and take a rest, to take a moment from your busy life to clear the decks and prepare for the time in the future. For come spring, clarity will bloom and you will have the reserves, space, and drive to say yes and act and move quickly. So your work your light action is say no, postpone, or wait. Interesting. All of that episode to choose our deck of the month, and we're being told to wait. on many fronts, but probably on that front too. Figures. Or maybe I just haven't found November's deck of the month. Maybe I do need to go to the bookstore and weigh my options and carefully consider. That's a possibility too. Okay, well, that's the episode, guys. Thank you all so much for watching and looking through. Yeah, that's what I think, Stephanie. It's just like, it's not coming to me now. Maybe it'll come to me in a dream tonight. I think so. So thank you all for weighing my options for the deck of the month for card of the day polls. Thank you to Stephanie for winning tonight's mid-episode reading and taking a gander at the pagan otherworlds. That might be the answer. But we know what sometimes this happens in a reading where it's just like, you know what you don't want so that you can figure out what you do want. So that's possible too. So it's like, we know that we don't want the Meraki, or at least we know that the Meraki doesn't want us, at least not this month. Maybe privately, yes, but not publicly. So knowing what we don't want might clear the way for the things that we do want, right? All right. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, we will not be doing the episode next week because I will be away that week. I might pre-record an episode to go up on Friday, or I might encourage you to look at the replays of some of the episodes that I've done previously. Again, we've been doing this for 5 years now, as of August. So there's plenty of replays, plenty of topics to learn about in divination and magic from this channel. And as always, you can always suggest a topic for an upcoming episode, but there will be no new episode next week. So just to let you know that we will resume the week after. So thank you all so much. Yeah, Fran says, I love dream answers. Me too. That was when I first started to hear my intuition, was in dreams. Katie says, thank you, Hillary. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. You as well, Katie. Stephanie says, thank you and have a good night. Yes, you too, Stephanie. Fran says, have a great weekend and see you all in 2 weeks. Yes. And if you would like to work privately with me, either through tarot, getting a tarot reading, or a tapping EFT, emotional freedom technique session, you can find me at www.tarotbyhillary.com. So once again, I am Hillary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys again in 2 weeks. Bye.